the last live. Had a little technical issues. Hopefully everything will work out during this stream. 1 second, everybody. 1 second. Okay, I have a couple of updates before I get to my two-part live. Biggie Smalls' mother has passed away, Miss Valletta Wallace, at the age of 78. She died of natural causes. She had been in hospice. Stephon White of Knoxville, Tennessee, 35 years of age. Unalived his male roommate, 2023. He was arrested, charged with second-degree murder. He got a sentence today in court, 21 years without the possibility of parole. So he'll be 56, 57 when he comes up for parole. Charged second-degree murder. Shot this man to death over dog poop. He claimed his roommate would not pick up the dog poop on the property, so he shot him to death. Today he got 21 years in prison. The two children were found dead in a van in Detroit, Michigan at a casino parking garage. They were laid to rest yesterday. Darnell Curry Jr., 9. Amila Curry, 2. Two African-American children died, froze to death. A local group has decided to help the mother and her mom, with a home. They're going to pay her rent for 1 year. My reservation with that is we don't really know what happened to this family to why they couldn't pay their rent before. So I would be curious, if they don't get on their feet, don't know what type of funds they had, didn't have. We heard that she was homeless for some time, 3 months or so, I think possibly longer. But anywho, what's going to happen in a year if she still can't pay her bills, water, light, gas, whomever? And who owns the home that they're going to be living in? Curious. And who is this organization? I did not get any information to who the organization is. But once again, she will be provided a home. I believe she had 3 kids, so that means she only has 1 surviving child. Her mother had 2 older children that were the siblings of the mother who lost her kids. So don't know why 2 people were living together that were adults and couldn't make ends meet. Don't know the backstory, but a local group has offered a home to her. So once again, Biggie Smalls' mom has passed away. Stephon White, 21 years in prison without the possibility of parole, and 2 children found dead in a van in a parking garage at a casino have been laid to rest yesterday. Darnell Curry Jr., 9, and Amila Curry, 2. Let's go to Georgia. Gary Jones is still missing. A lot of people are aiding in the search. Groups going to be helping from Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina. And his fiancee, Miss Jocelyn Wilson, was laid to rest yesterday in Georgia.
Now Georgia Power is stepping in to help the search crews. And that is our top story on this Friday afternoon. Good afternoon, and welcome to 11 Alive News at 4. I'm Jonathan Martin.
And I'm Faith Jesse. And for 13 days now, search crews have been out on Lake Oconee looking for missing boater Gary Jones. Jones and his fiancée, they disappeared on February 8th when they went out to the lake to celebrate his 50th birthday. Well, this week has offered its challenges in this search, mostly due to inclement weather conditions.
That's right. 11 Alive's Erica Murphy is back out live from the Georgia Power Long Shoals boat ramp with a look at what's happening today. And Erica, we know you've learned that Georgia Power is now going to be stepping in to assist in this search.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting, Jonathan. Georgia Power has confirmed that they plan to shut off the power to the dam here at Lake Oconee. I'm not sure if it's widely known, but I just learned today that Lake Oconee is a major source of where they draw power from. So tomorrow, they're going to cut that off. Now, I have lead searcher Richard Pickering here with me today. He's going to step on over here and just kind of explain to us. First off, Richard, tell me what's the significance of Georgia Power cutting off power to that dam?
Tomorrow we have 2 cadaver dog teams coming in, canine dog teams. They're going to be here on the lake, and the current that's actually drawn by the dam actually causes the water to move across the top of the lake, and that interferes with the dogs being able to do the search. So Georgia Power has been gracious enough to stop drawing power tomorrow, which will allow the dogs to work more effectively.
Wonderful. And I know that you had mentioned to me that you've got 2 teams that are coming in from out of state to help out.
That's right. Tomorrow's team, we have one coming in from Florida. The other team is actually here from Georgia, but the team on Sunday is coming in from South Carolina.
Now, the other thing today that was interesting to me anyway is that you have a drone team out here and they were deploying a water drone. Can you tell me what happened with that drone?
Yeah, unfortunately, one of the drone operators was out looking at a particular object that they had an interest in, and he got the drone hung up on some of the trees and the debris down on the bottom of the lake. The tether line that goes to the drone actually shredded, and so there's no communication going down to the drone. So we're going to have to send a diver in tomorrow just to retrieve the drone.
And so, Richard, you've been gracious enough to bring over a piece of equipment that you have to use in your diving efforts. Tell me about what this is and how this helps you do what you do.
Sure. This is a full face mask, and this is equipped with the communication systems, which allows the divers to not only hear, but to be able to speak and talk to the other divers as well as to the surface unit, which will be on top during the entire operation.
Now, how many divers do you think that you'll have to use tomorrow to get that drone untangled and back up to the surface?
We're going to have to send in 2 divers. One is primary backup, and then we'll have a 3rd diver on top running support in case there's a problem.
You know, I was just commenting earlier before we went live that it really is impressive to see how the community has really rallied around this search effort. And you were saying in your experience, you kind of never seen such a big effort, right?
Yes, I've never seen a search, a recovery of this magnitude with this many resources that's been applied. And I would like to shout out to the Westminster parents and the teachers who were out here. They actually went door to door, and they were able to locate the only witness that saw them going by around the time of the incident.
Thank you so much, Richard. So there's a lot going on here. And as you can tell, the search crews really have to be flexible and pivot in what they're doing to continue this search. Reporting from Lake Oconee, Erica Murphy, 11 Alive News.
All right, some good perspective. They have been working hard for more than a week now. Erica, thank you. And we've been following this story from the very start. Now, as search efforts continue, we have a timeline of the events. If you would text the word timeline to 404-885-7600, we'll send you a link to the story directly to your phone.
Okay, everybody. So what we have right now,
without further ado, let's get started.
Is
Why should
a
you
really jacked up situation pertaining to this search. It's a massive search because obviously you haven't had people falling in the water except for a crime back in 2014. Another macabre story of a husband unalive, head removed from his body in his garage, and the wife was dumped in the lake with cylinder blocks tied to her body. That is an unsolved case. So it's been a while since obviously they've had any type of crime on this lake. The 2 people obviously fell in the water. Don't know what happened on this boat, but Miss Jocelyn Wilson was found floating with her phone in her hand. Very odd. She was laid to rest yesterday in Atlanta, Georgia, or the Atlanta, Georgia metro area. And Mr. Gary Jones, allegedly her fiance, he is still missing. So this is a very wicked, wicked, wicked story. As you heard, drones used. One got tangled up, some type of debris. On Sunday, a group is coming from South Carolina, and then they have Georgia and also Florida aiding in the search. And also the other day, the United Cajun Navy was on board helping. I don't know if they're still there helping or not, but this is a very sad, sad case. Many people, I'm sure, are speculating what in God's name happened to these 2 people on this 12-foot John boat. The sheriff says it wasn't a boat equipped for the type of water that it was on. They were 7 miles out from what they originally put in, and the boat shouldn't have been out there. But I don't know why they were out there. I don't know what happened on the boat. I don't know who did what to whom. It's just a sad case of 1 deceased and 1 missing. Now, could he be tangled up under the water? They say it's very heavy with debris and trees underneath the water. Possibly so. And they're working diligently to find this man, Mr. Gary Jones. And thankful to everyone who has aided in the search in trying to retrieve Mr. Jones and also retrieving Miss Jocelyn Wilson. All right, everybody, we're going to go to this crazy case out of Michigan. Now, Nancy Grace has a story about that elderly couple that were murdered on Oconee Lake. So feel free to check out that content. It's on my community page. I don't know what really happened, but it's a hot butter mess. While I'm on my community page, let's go ahead and take the polls. I'm going to give you the results from the polls that I asked about this case out of Michigan with the children left unattended in squalor. 3 black children left damn near to die in a house for years in a condo where the mother left them there. She has now been arrested and charged with 3 counts of first-degree child abuse. She's on a $250 million bond. So far, she has not made bond. Doubt that she will. She is told not to contact any children or her own children. None whatsoever. None. She doesn't need to be around anybody's child. She didn't want her own damn kids, so naturally she don't need to be around anybody else's child. Do you think that someone knew that the 3 kids in Pontiac, Michigan were abandoned by their mom? 88% of you said yes. 6% of you said no. 6% of you said you're not sure. After the discovery of the 3 Pontiac, Michigan kids living in squalor, imagine how many more children are also in the same situation. So imagine there are probably more children in America living the same way as these 3 children. How many more children out here are living this way and nobody knows or nobody is telling the truth? Did the landlord know that Kelly Bryant had 3 kids living inside the condo? 44% of you said yes, 26% no, 30% said you're not sure. Do you think the 3 Pontiac, Michigan children should have been placed with mom's family? Now, we learned that Department of Human Services placed the children with a relative that said they did not know that the children were inside of that home, abandoned and living in filth. Is that true? 12% of you said yes, the children should have been placed with the family. 82% of you said no, 6% of you said you're not sure. And also, I have another video here about the care house. This is where they examine the children and ask them questions, pertaining to how they were living in the house. This is where they do their forensic exam of the said children. Feel free to check out that video if you like. But let's go to the house. I'm going to show you what they were doing to the house yesterday. They were clearing debris from this said location of 660 Lydia Lane, Pontiac, Michigan. Feel free to take the poll, everybody. Wow, 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 wow. What a hot mess. What a hot mess. Bags and bags of debris. Now imagine when you're pulling all this stuff out, this filth, you're going to smell just like that stuff. You're going to smell just like boo-boo, urine, mold, because you're in it. So even if you wear a hazmat suit, you're still going to smell. Lord have mercy. Hello, Perspective. How are you doing? Rushing to get that stuff out. Lord have mercy. I thought they were just going to get like a construction, fill it up, and then haul it off. I didn't know they were going to use an actual dump truck to crush the items. Happy Friday to you, honey. Thank you. Thank you. Look at all the pizza boxes. I don't mean to be disrespectful, so excuse what I'm about to say, but it's obvious if you've ever dealt with small children and fed children certain things, their stomach cannot digest certain food, small babies like toddlers. So if you give, let's say, a toddler or a smaller child under 1, certain types of food, such as pizza, chicken fingers, chicken, whatever, their stomach is not able to digest that food, so their movement is going to be smaller and more round. Anybody who has children would know this. If you notice, what you saw in the bathtub was just little knots and knots and knots of bowel movements. It's common sense. It's It looks that way for the obvious reason. Look what they were eating. No vegetables, not drinking any milk, any orange juice, so they're not getting any vitamin C, any vitamin D. They're not getting any nutrients to their body. So naturally, if you go back and look at the photograph, not to be descriptive, but when you look at it, you can see the movement was more round, smaller. And that's usually what passes through children because their stomach has not been fully, the digestive system hasn't fully grown. Okay? So that's what I noticed when I looked in the bathtub at the excrement. I said, oh, of course, it's going to be rounded up like that because they're eating junk food all day. They're not getting anything to relax the bowels. Okay? It is sad that we even have to be having this discussion, but I'm throwing it in there just in case somebody, looked and thought, well, it looks strange the way, it looked in there, okay? This is why it looks balled up like that, because there's no vegetable. They weren't eating any vegetables. They're only eating dough, pizza, maybe a burger or something like that, which is very hard on your digestive tract. Most of you know this. Red meat is very hard on the digestive system, hard to pass. I think most of you know this. You're an adult. So imagine children doing the same, eating burgers and McDonald's and fast food every day. That's hard on your stomach. Everybody knows this. Anybody grown knows this. Now imagine eating this all day long. This is what you're eating. Your stomach needs something else besides pizza dough, cheese. Cheese is very hard. Kids have high blood pressure and high cholesterol. So this is just a sad situation here. Look at the filth. They said the furniture, everything was molded. That's because the house didn't get any ventilation. You're not opening windows. You're not opening doors. You're not cleaning. Naturally, urine defecation is moisture in urine and defecation. So all that's spreading around into the ozone inside that room, inside those rooms. There's the stamp from the city, cease and desist. This is what the children were living with. Molded, crapped up furniture from poop. I almost said dog poop. Well, they were living in there like dogs, like animals. Very barbaric when you look at this. Go back again. I'm going to read you the latest developments coming out of Michigan pertaining to 660 Lydia Lane. What a travesty. Prayers for these children. Prayers that they are in good hands, because frankly, I'm just going to keep it real. I don't trust anybody with the children. That's just me. We've heard horrific stories of children going into foster care and going in with families they don't know, other people. And like somebody was saying under one of the videos, the children have already suffered enough. Now they're going into other people's houses they don't know. They don't know nothing about them. They don't know nothing about these kids. They got to learn how to now use the bathroom, wipe themselves, brush their teeth. And a person could get very frustrated trying to teach a grown kid how to wipe their bottom. Because what's going to be jacked up, those kids start using the bathroom in the middle of the floor. Somebody's going to get a damn attitude, if you see what I'm saying. Let's keep it real. Your patience will get very short if you start looking at a whole kid boo-booing in the floor, not wiping themselves, defecating in the bathtub. Stay woke now. This is some serious business. This is some serious business. We're going to halt right there. We're going to take you to Pontiac and bring you the latest developments pertaining to this woman in her home. What has been revealed pertaining to this crazy bat. Once again, prayers for these kids because they definitely need it. This house had 2 citations. Okay? Detroit Free Press is the source, everybody. At least twice, records indicate Pontiac officials ordered inspections for a townhome in the city where 3 children were allegedly abandoned by their mother, raising questions as whether the kids could have been found and rescued sooner from their miserable living conditions. The 2 instances, one in 2022 and another last summer happened in the time frame prosecutors allege Kelly Bryant caused serious mental harm to her 3 children by leaving them to live alone in what officials have called horrifying conditions. Last summer, a city building inspector visited the home to check out a newly installed front porch. City records reviewed by the Detroit Free Press show. 2022, another inspector reported a re-inspection at the townhouse at 660 Lydia Lane after it was cited for being an unregistered rental in 2020. The flagging of the property in 2022 did not involve inspectors going out to the property. Jacob Jefferson, a spokesperson for the city of Pontiac, said Friday. It entailed a letter being sent informing the owner the rental needed to be registered, he said. Well, this is what we have to ask ourselves. How did the city know that they were using it as a rental? How did they get the information? I'm curious. The property was flagged solely by identifying the property as not having a principal residential tax exemption on it. No city employees visited the home inside or outside, Jefferson said. And the June porch inspection would not have entailed any interior inspection of the home or any communication with residents there, Jefferson said. Well, this is where this is a problem. If somebody went out there to look at the property, allegedly, let's just say allegedly, you mean to tell me last summer nobody smelled a foul odor coming from the door? The backside where the garage is? Help me understand. Because on the other side of this building is the garage where you saw just a few minutes ago. That's the front facade. The back is where the garbage can and you can park your car. So did somebody go out or not? Okay. All right. So we've got the fact that nobody's gone inside of this property to check, okay, to make sure anybody was in there or to do any type of inspections on this property. Okay, it says, after inquiries from the Free Press, Jefferson said the city is investigating whether any current city employees have been responsible for not following up on this property when it was flagged as an unregistered rental years ago. If so, they will be held accountable. Wow. Authorities have not given a specific date that they believe Bryant abandoned her kids. Do the children know when the mother left them for good? Can they remember? Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard has said it was between spring and summer of 2020, during the height of COVID-19. Prosecutors listed January 1st, 2021, in documents charging Bryant, 34, with 3 counts of first-degree child abuse. Bryant indicated in court records she moved to the condo in October of 2019. This is the Queen's theory. I believe she was living like this before they went in the house a week or so ago. Do you understand what I'm saying? I believe the mother was living like this back in 2019. That's the reason why her son, the last child, is living with his father. Because what you have to ask yourself is, why is one child living out of the house and the other 3 were left in there with the mother? And why was she in court telling the judge she couldn't take care of herself, she couldn't take care of her kids? It doesn't make any sense. Why would I allow her to walk out of court saying, oh, I can't take care of my last kid, I don't make enough money, or I'm having these problems, blah, 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 and then I just let you walk out of the court with 3 more children without sending a social worker to check on the 3 kids? Make it make sense. Something's off here. Something is way off. So it says, Bryant indicated in court records she moved into the condo in 2019. Records show 5 other city inspections and re-inspections in 2020 related to the condo being an unregistered rental. So it says here they had inspections and re-inspections in 2020. So what date in 2020? March of 2020? COVID? January? Before COVID? What? When? And was she living in the house when these inspections took place, or did they even take place? We could be talking about just a paper trail with no warm bodies going out to the house to check anything out. And as this article says, there's somebody's head's going to roll if they find out you were the person that was supposed to go out and survey this property. Jefferson did not answer earlier this week when asked by the Free Press whether inspectors entered the home in 2020 and 2022. But after initial publication of this story online Friday, he said none of those earlier issues involved stops at the home. So that means they were just sending notices to the landlord. But nobody went to the house to do whatever it is that they were supposed to be verifying. Pontiac Council member Mikhail Goodman, who has pushed policies to curb negligent landlords, said the city has been able to register the overwhelming majority of its rentals since the implementation of changes over the past 2 years, including the addition of building inspectors and a rent abatement option for tenants. Why the property on Lydia was not registered as a rental, Goodman said, is honestly a good question. In Pontiac, there's always this shifting class of landlords and property managers that for a long time made it difficult to clamp down on things like this, Goodman said. While the city has made strides, he conceded, stuff is still falling through the cracks. Oakland County Sheriff's deputies discovered the children 12, 13, and 15 last week after Bouchard said the landlord called the department having not received rent since October or hearing from the children's mother since December. The property's owner is listed as Anna Madalino of Waterford. Louis Madalino, who court records show is also connected to the address, said Anna was the landlord in a phone call with the Free Press on Wednesday, but that he was the one who tipped authorities because I wanted them to be there before I went inside. So maybe he was afraid for his safety, didn't know what was going to happen, if somebody was going to jump out, get to talking crazy, let me have the police. Very interesting. Deputies found the toilet wasn't working and feces throughout the house. Some rooms had garbage piled as high as 4 feet, and 2 of the children slept on pizza boxes. And that's what's been said. The girls were sleeping on pizza boxes. Madalino told the Free Press his wife was out of the country receiving medical treatment and declined to immediately answer additional questions. So he don't have nothing else to say. Why not? And what is your wife getting done? Getting her boobs done? Okay. What is your wife getting done? Because many people want to sit here and wonder, like, what the hell are you talking about? Your wife is out of the country getting medical treatment. Yeah, probably getting her boobs, stomach or something done, Brazilian butt lift. Yeah, I'm saying it. Because God knows that they own other property. Just saying. Okay. Pontiac building inspectors cited the property 5 times between April and December of 2020 over its lack of rental certification, according to the city records available on BSNA Online, an online repository of city data. After the initial ticket, 4 re-inspections for the issue resulted in a finding of no change or violations. Another re-inspection connected to the lack of rental recertification occurred in April 2022 and lists the result of not complying. Before the children's discovery last week, an inspector last visited the property in June to approve the new front porch for which the landlord had obtained a permit, the records show. Under the city's rental housing ordinance, landlords who fail to register their properties are subject to escalating fines that begin at $100. Goodman said discovered when tenants complain or inspectors see that a property lacks a tax exemption indicating the property is owner occupied. The 2020 and 2022 violations for a lack of rental certification carried no monetary penalty. The BSNA records show that the city. It's unclear if the landlord knew of the issue. The owner address to which a violation notice would have been sent was listed as the same as the rental being cited, 660 Lydia Lane. So now we're talking about notices being sent out, not to this husband and wife at their house where they live, but to this address where nobody's checking anything. Remember, we heard the little boy, he came out 2 times to check the mail, and we don't know how many times and the time frame of when he checked the mail and touched the grass to feel the grass on his feet, see the grass. So he could have checked the mail in 21, checked the mail in 22 or 23 or 24. I don't know. But the point is, The letters that the city was sending these people about certifying this place as a rental went to this address right here. Why would you have it sent there when you know you're not living there? Make it make sense. City building inspector cited Anna Madalino with 2 additional violations this week, including one for failure to register the unit as a rental and another for miscellaneous violations. Did interior inspection of human feces, garbage, unlivable conditions, notes on the citation issued Tuesday say. Goodman and Steve Tomkowiak, executive director of Fair Housing Center of Metropolitan Detroit, a nonprofit that works with Pontiac and other municipalities on rental compliance and other housing issues, said that roughly 7,000 of the city's 8,000 rental units have been registered in the past 3 years. Okay? Tomkowiak called the compliance rate remarkable, but said that the children slipping through the cracks on Lydia Lane is just awful. While Pontiac has largely been successful on the other side, there are some deplorable properties, complexes that are just awful, he said. That's a problem, and Pontiac has some of those. Detroit Free Press is the source. So all of that mumbo jumbo I just read, what is going to be the finale? You're going to charge them what? A couple of $100 for not registering this property as a rental? Let me tell you this much, and I want to check out of here. This couple have bigger fish to fry. Anna Madalino and her husband. She's out of the country. She'll probably want to stay out of the country with what has happened because this is worldwide news, this situation right here in Pontiac. You all have got to now gut this entire property because you had this woman living up in here since October not paying rent, and you waited until February to get law involved to make entry into the apartment. You never checked your property. You never went in to check air filters, make sure the air conditioning heat's running properly. This is why you have to check your property. Now, naturally, a person don't want to see you every month in their house, looking and lurking around, going in and out their house, unannounced, because that's a violation of privacy. But the point is, it is your property, and you do need to know what's going on with your rental property. And this is the reason why we have slumlords, and we have people who take over units and houses and apartments, and they do whatever the hell they want because nobody cares. The people living in apartments don't care. The people owning the property don't care. So when you got 2 for 2, you have a natural disaster, which is what we have right here. The proof is in the pudding. Had you checked on your property, you would have known it was piling up with debris. Because as I said, I got a sneaky suspicion Miss Bryant has been a filthy, dirty bird for some time. I don't think it's just her abandoning the kids that it got this way. I think it was nasty when she was living with her kids. That's why one of her children is not in her custody. Because now you got to go back in the book of life and ask yourself, how did that man get custody of his kid, the last kid she had? Why was she in court telling the judge she couldn't take care of that kid? Because let's be truthful. If you can't take care of your 4th kid, how are you taking care of 1, 2, 3? Make it make sense. Well, I don't know if they lived out of town. I just know that he says the wife is gone somewhere getting medical procedures, but that's probably a lie. People make up shit. Trust me, Queen knows all about people who lie. Don't make me testify on a live stream. Look you dead in your face and be telling a bold-faced ass lie. Why you think he stopped talking to them, to the news people? He gave them a quick answer. Oh, yeah, it's my wife's property or blah, 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 and she ain't here. Click. So as I just said, you can avoid the news. You can play crazy with the city. But you own this dust bucket here this abyss. And the little few $100s of citations ain't going to be nothing compared to what you got to spend to get this bad boy back up and running. You are talking about thousands of dollars, because this place got to go back to the studs. Now, what was going on with the porch? Needing a new porch? I don't know. This structure has been around since the early 2003. This building was built. So who knows what the hell was going on? But guess what? A railing ain't nothing compared to what the hell he got to do inside of there. This place has got to be stripped down, from the carpet to the flooring to the subflooring to the walls to the everything, drywall, doorknob, doors, everything's got to come off, just like you were building a house from the ground up. So whatever the city is sending, as far as citations or whatever the hell they're asking them for, that ain't shit compared to what they got to do in there. Window up. Should have had all the windows up. Should have all the windows open. And I'm sure he's sick when he was sick when he walked in there last week with the police. Oh my gosh. What in the world is this? Your home. Your home that you did not pay any attention to, and you rented out to a dust bucket, a little black dirty bird, a filthy dirty bird who left her children there to fend for themselves. It's a wonder one of the children didn't die, didn't get hurt, sexual assaulted, any damn thing. Hell, the kids could have ran away. Nobody would know anything. They could be kidnapped, dumped in the damn Lake Michigan somewhere. Nobody would know nothing. And now she's sitting up in jail without her lace front wigs and lip gloss, looking a hot butter damn mess, as she should. As she should. She needs her hide beat. Matter of fact, should have left all that in there and took her back and boarded up the windows and the doors and left her ass in there. How about that? Left her up in there. You'll leave your children in here? Oh, we're going to do you one better, Miss Kelly. We're going to take you right to the same place where you left your children. And we're going to board up the doors, board up the windows, and let your ass suffocate in there. Wouldn't bother me none. Wouldn't bother me none. She's nasty. And I got a feeling, as I said, old habits die hard. This house didn't just get like this because the children were unattended. I bet she's been nasty ever since she started giving birth to children. She probably didn't clean up after herself. She probably didn't vacuum. She probably didn't wipe down surfaces. She didn't empty the trash. She's just a little nasty little, you know what. And them little fellas, all they were doing were just sleeping with her, making babies. And they asked, they nasty too. I said it. Because you'd be surprised how many people live like this. May not have boo-boo and stuff on the floor and on the ground, but the house is nasty and trashy, and the furniture's got pizza stains and grease stains on the furniture. Oh, I've seen all kind of ways that people have lived. And let me tell you about fecal matter, if you didn't know. That smell is going to be in your membranes when you come out of there. I remember years ago, I lived in a building, and I met this lady whose brother was, mentally defunct, let's say. And he had left his door, his glass sliding door, open because he ended up going into like a hospital or something. And so she needed somebody to help her clean his apartment out. So when I went in the apartment with her, oh my God, it was horrible. The smell from the pigeons, they perched up on the ledge because they're birds. That smell could knock you down. His whole balcony was filled with pigeon poop. And the poop smell was in the apartment. And I told her, I said, there's no way you are going to be able to clean up that poop off that balcony. I said, and what's sad, he was up on the 5th floor. So I said, even when they come professionally clean the balcony. All that poop's got to go somewhere. It's got to run off somewhere. You're going to sit there, they're going to have to get some type of, solution to, melt it down, dissolve it down to where they could just shovel it off into bags. But eventually you'd have to get a hose or something to try to spray it down so you could sanitize it and clean it off. And then the smell was even inside of the apartment. I was just mortified. Let me tell you something. When we walked out of that apartment, I could smell the pigeon poop on myself. In that short while I was in that apartment with her. And I told her, this is not sanitary. We cannot be in here to do nothing. Because I said, you're going to take this odor right back out the apartment with you. And you're going to go get in your car. You're going to have this smell in your car, at your house. You're going to have to literally strip down naked outside of your car before you can walk in your own house, your own apartment. And I could smell it on my own body, the pigeon poop. So now I want you to think about that, because I was not in that apartment that long. I don't know how long I was in there, but it was probably less than an hour. If we're walking out of there smelling pigeon poop on our own self, what do you think they smelled like yesterday coming out of there? Okay? And I wasn't even touching no poop or nothing. I just was in the room, his apartment, small apartment. He had the door open, so naturally, the smell and debris and stuff had come through the glass where I think he had left the screen, the door unlocked. Oh, left the door open, the glass door open. This is just absolutely sickening to know these children were living like this. Look at the mattress, for God's sake. Can you imagine a twin mattress looking like that? All of this dust because the house was never clean. Stuff stuck to the bottom of the sofa. Piece of paper from something just glued itself to the bottom. The guys wearing hazmat suits and booties on their shoes. And imagine children living in here for about 5 years. Excuse me. Maybe even longer, I don't know. This is horrible. And sadly, there are people who live like this in the United States and even abroad. You've seen the hoarder shows. You've seen shows and documentaries of people who hoard, people who are filthy, that don't like to clean. And they've got cat poop, dog poop, their own poop, dirty diapers, thrown in the corner, thrown in the floor, floorboards, got holes in them because the urine has dissolved the floor, the carpet. That's why I said this place has got to be broken down to the studs. So whatever citations the city of Pontiac is going to give this man and his wife is nothing compared to how much money they're going to have to spend to clean up this condo. This is just a horrible situation. A very horrible, horrible situation. And as I said, these children are now living with strangers that they don't know, and these people don't know them. And like that lady said, the Caucasian lady who's the ex-sister-in-law of Miss Bryant, she said that Miss Bryant is close to her family, and the grandmother should have been asking questions about where are the children. So now we have to ask, who the hell has these kids? The grandmother? I hope not. Because how is it that nobody was asking this woman, hey, where are your children? Where are your children? I don't ever see you with your children. She's all up on Facebook posing and taking pictures and shit. But she ain't posting her kids. And then this one guy, this YouTuber, oh my God, he showed some content on his channel I watched yesterday. She had the nerve to post pictures of where to get free food. Are you hearing me? Free food. Gave directions, address. And her children were living like this with no food. And she has the nerve to post on her social media page an organization that was giving out free food. But yet her kids were living like this at 660 Lydia Lane, posting stuff of sexual nature on her Facebook page about having sex, and I'm the type, I don't want to be quiet. What the hell are you talking about? You shouldn't be having sex with nobody because you're a baby maker. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, I said that. You have the propensity to get pregnant, you little dusty bat. So you shouldn't be posting any type of memes to Facebook. I ain't the type to be quiet during sex. Well, that's what got you in this shit right here. It's from screwing without a condom and birth control to where your children could have been dead up in here, living in shit. Fecal matter everywhere. And you're sitting here on Facebook talking about having sex and keeping quiet. Well, guess what? Let's see how quiet you are now in that damn cell. No, they're not deceased, sweetheart. They're in foster care now with a relative. Let's see how quiet you are now. Let's see how much noise you're making now in that cell, probably piled up with a bunch of damn women. Let's see you pose for Facebook. Oh, that's right. You don't got no cell phone. They'll probably give you an iPad in jail because, you know, they give them iPads. Somebody will have to put money on her book so she can have some data for her iPad. And then you can send messages from jail to people on Messenger and show them how cute you look without your lace front wig. See if you can pose. You're welcome, sweetheart. See if you can pose, strike a pose in your little outfit. And just like your children didn't get to bathe every day and take a shower, wash their hair, oh, you'll get your little tiny thing of shampoo and soap to bathe your big donkey butt. How about that? How about that? You are a dusty old mutt. And I'm just like the other guy who has a content on his YouTube channel. I don't care what happens to you. And I agree with what he said in his video. I don't care what happens to you. I don't care. And I know I don't care. I don't care what they do to you in there. And you sitting all up in court in the camera with your hands all on top of your face like you surprised at the charging documents and the charges being read. And don't you know she got the nerve to plead not guilty? How are you going to plead not guilty after what we're seeing right here? Are you kidding me? Yeah, not guilty. Try it again, sister. Filth. Yeah, kids were abandoned in this house, sweetheart. 3 children were left abandoned. Dead of winter, and this is what people have to do. Clean out a filthy condo. Welcome to the Vault Excel, sweetheart. All right, everybody. The landlord showed up with the police. He hadn't heard from the mother since December. She hadn't paid her rent since October. And that black guy sitting there smoking a damn cigarette. And I was like, how can you smoke a cigarette with all that filth around? You got to touch the cigarette. Your hands are nasty. Crazy. Look at all that stuff. Whole lot of pizza. You're right. That's what the kids were eating when they were eating. Bugs crawling on the pizza boxes. The garbage can looked like that. Roach poop on it. That's my commentary, everybody. Check out my library. 3,000 plus videos. I've got updates on all of this Since here, feel free to go back to the replay of this video. I brought you updates pertaining to Small's mother. She passed away, Miss Valletta, age 78, natural causes. She was in hospice care. Stephon White, 35 years of age, got a sentence of 21 years today in Knoxville, Tennessee for unaliving his friend, second-degree murder. He has to do all 21 years. No parole. He'll be 56, 57 before he comes up for parole. The two children found dead in a van in Detroit in a parking garage at the casino were laid to rest yesterday. Darnell Curry Jr., 9, and Amila Curry, 2. They were laid to rest yesterday in Detroit, and now a group has decided to help the mother with a free home for 1 year. She does not have to pay rent for 1 year. And as I said before, will she be able to sustain herself, get a job, get some training, her and her mom, and the other 2 siblings? Michigan, y'all got problems. And I'm seeing a serious epidemic with Detroit and the children. You all don't care anything about the children up there. You all thought it was okay last year to let 2 teenage boys sleep on the front porch in winter. And people were calling, and you all said it was no big deal. The parents allegedly was telling people that the boys were wayward. I don't care. They had no business sleeping on the front porch. You basically telling the world you don't care anything about your damn children. If your children are this bad, then you need to call the state and have them come pick them up and put them in juvenile. There's no reason those kids should have been out there sleeping on a porch in freezing weather. And then we learned the kids were out there sleeping even when it was summer. And how these people got away, a pastor and his wife got away with this is a mystery to me. But what I'm seeing is some serious nonsense going on in Detroit as far as children and the Department of Human Services and allegations of child abuse. You all don't give a fuck about those kids up there. We have learned that Detroit has had a lot of problems since, the fall of stock market years ago, 07, 08, COVID. A lot of people taking care of children with drug addict parents, dilapidated housing. But something's got to give. You all have got to step your game up, and you got to get your shit together, because you all are letting these people abuse these children, and this ain't it. This ain't it at all. This ain't it. Because we keep hearing too many stories coming out of Detroit. This is the 3rd story I done heard in less than a year, or 2nd story. Kids sleeping on the porch, and now 2 kids died in a van because the mother couldn't get no help from the city. I don't know what was going on with her. I still feel like there's something fishy with that mother. Just something about her interviews are odd to me. And the father, he acts like he hates her guts. And I'm sure he's angry. But then, like somebody said, hell, you didn't go get the kids. You didn't take the kids in when she asked you to keep the kids. So you're party to the nonsense too. And you got to sleep at night knowing you never took your children in because you're too busy living with somebody else, getting a free ride. You said, hell, fuck my kids. I don't care what they're going through. You should have asked the mother, well, what's going on? Why you want the kids to stay with me? What's going on? Should have asked her. He says, oh, no, she didn't tell me she was homeless. See, you don't know what to believe. You don't know if the mother told him they were homeless or not. He says she didn't tell him. I don't know. But I know he didn't seem enthused to help get the kids no matter what she told him. This is just ridiculous. I'm sick of these stories. This is why I don't talk about children's stories on my network anymore, because they all are the same. Tennessee, Detroit, don't matter where it is. People don't give a fuck about nothing. Parents don't care about the kids. Relatives, friends don't care. Department of Human Services, some of them, they're janky. Nobody's following up. You're giving the people the kids back even after they done violated the children. The next thing we know, the kids missing or they're dead. And the FBI stats don't lie. 500 children, roughly, are murdered each year by their parents. That's not made up. That's facts. And we get it. Department of Human Services really don't have places to house children. So I guess they do want to try to help these parents get their kids back. But let's be truthful. Some of these parents don't need their children back. You took them away for a reason. So now we have to ask, how many times was DHS in the life of... How many times from the moment she gave birth was the Department of Human Services in her life, investigated her? She got a call. The white lady says she ain't never been no good mama. The ex-sister-in-law, she said she was never a good mother. Well, some gonna believe that now. After what we've seen, pictures, many people are gonna say, no, I believe it. I believe she was a filthy bug, a filthy bugger. And I'm telling you, that girl was nasty before the house got in this shape. She was probably nasty raising her children. She was just pushing out babies, and probably never cleaned up, never kept a clean house. You can best believe that. I don't think she was ever clean with her kids. That's why this house is like this. You want me to believe it only happened when she left them? I don't think so. I don't think so. This is what these children had to endure. That's the bathroom. Who can use the bathroom in there? No running water, fecal matter in the tub, boo-boo coming out of the toilet. That's the tub that to black it out so you couldn't see how nasty it is. This is what the children were dealing with. This is how they were living. But now the mother is currently incarcerated in county jail. She has pled not guilty to the charges. Nice condo, nice area, nice neighborhood, nice looking homes. Take the Google search, 660 Lydia Lane, Pontiac, Michigan. Very nice neighborhood. Now everybody knows the dirty secret on Lydia Lane. And while everybody was living comfortable in their homes, eating, being merry, celebrating the holidays, watching their big boy flat screen, inviting people over, there were 3 children inside of that apartment suffering. No food, no water to bathe, hair matted, toenails too long, the girls couldn't even walk out the door. Sharing a loaf of bread between 3 kids. Don't even know when they last got food. One second, everybody. When was the last time the mother brought? Posing for Facebook, talking sex talk on Facebook. And here we go. The mother ordered the food. She sent the food over. DoorDash. How you feel now, Kelly Bryant? You are currently locked up facing life in prison. 3 counts of first-degree child abuse. Here's her mugshot. 1/20/1991. Kelly Marie Bryant. You ain't got that lace front on now, do you? No more wigs, no more eyelashes, no more posing, no more lip gloss. Lately, somebody says the boyfriend she lives with, she's living with his mother. He's incarcerated. I don't know. I don't care. Seems like everybody she talks to's been to prison, penitentiary. She must like penitentiary men. Now look at you. God don't like ugly. Hair broke off. And she's sitting there acting like she's bewildered. I don't know what you're talking about. It wasn't me. All up in the damn room, shaking her head while the judge is reading the charges. Like, that ain't me. That ain't me. I didn't do it. That ain't me. That's you, sister. You's a done deal, baby. When they say cook bird, they meant that. You's a cook bird without a lace front. Shut your mouth. I bet now you sitting up in that jail wishing you had made better decisions about your children, all 4 of them. Thank God one child got out. His father took care of him. But now you get to sit in there. No more makeup, no more wigs, no more talking shit on Facebook, no more screwing men, laying up in other people's houses for free, posting where you can get free food while your kids starve to death in this place. It's a wrap. Yeah, I said it. No lace front. That's what the white lady said on the news. She had new clothes on, looked clean on Facebook, jewelry, clothes, while her kids were living in squalor. Would you sleep on that? So she's somewhere comfortable laying up in somebody else's damn house, posting up on social media looking cute and wearing coochie cutter shorts and dresses, got her punani hanging out and boobs hanging out while her kids were in here with shit all on them. When they went in that house, the kids had shit on them. 15, 12, and 13. Ain't no love out here, honey. Ain't no love out here. And sadly, somebody else in America is living just like this. Some other child or children are living just like this. Sleeping on pizza boxes, sleeping in a cage, sleeping in a room with no bed, no covers, no mouthwash, toothpaste, soap, hidden. Prayers for our children. Like, share, subscribe. Drop your comments below this video. Take the polls on my community page. Follow me on the Newsbreak app, where I get similar commentary and content. And if you'd like to donate to this great network, $DeGanji, 129 Cash App. Thank you all so much. Welcome all new viewers, subscribers. I'll be back with more stimulating content. I might go live a little bit later or tomorrow. We're going to talk about what the hell is going on in America with all these executive orders and all these firings of the government workers. It's about to be treacherous out here. It's about to be survival of the fittest out here. And if you think this is a hot butter story, with all these people getting fired, you're going to see some other shit pop off here in the next 8 months to a year. It's about to be do or die out here. And people who are walking around acting sane, who thought they were sane, they're going to pop off. They're going to pop off. It's going to be survival of the fittest out here. And as they say, may the best man or woman win. It's about to be real bad. Groceries high, bills high. A lot of homelessness right here in my town where I live, Knoxville, Tennessee. A lot of people are homeless. A lot of people who work are homeless. Living with other people, living in hotels. It's bad. And I think it's going to get worse. So if you thought this was something, you ain't seen nothing yet, honey. It's about to be on like Donkey Kong. And there's going to be a lot of people, as I said, popping off because a lot of people cannot handle stress. A lot of people can't handle losing a job. Can't go buy a new iPhone. Can't pay the rent, can't pay the mortgage, can't pay the car note. They ready to pop off. Ready to take folks hostage. And that's what you're going to see here. You just mark my words. It's about to get real ugly out here. So we'll talk about it a little bit later. Prayers for these children. Praying that they are in good hands. Praying that they will adjust. Because we're talking about 3 children who have to now learn how to use the restroom, brush their teeth, comb their hair, take a bath. They're starting all over as if they are toddlers. And that's a terrible, terrible thing. Because I'm telling you, we have to pray that the people who are taking care of them will have patience with them. Because I'm telling you, we do not know these people that these kids are living with. And we don't know a damn thing about them and their temperament. And you're talking about, as I said, training a 15, 13, and a 12-year-old to wash, bathe, use the restroom, use the toilet, flush the toilet. I want you to think about that. Have mercy. You all have a wonderful weekend. Be safe. Stay warm, everybody. Be aware of your faculties. And if you see something, say something. Be a part of the solution, not the problem. Mind the children. Amen. You've been listening to the Vault XL. Thank you.